Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including Tesla outpacing the world's top automaker, the new feature coming to 2024 Teslas, new financing options, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, Tesla's latest software update has introduced a new feature that isn't listed in the 2023.26 release notes. Their new automatic navigation feature can suggest your next destination and provide details like estimated time of arrival, battery upon arrival, and a photo of the location. It can access things like a destination sent to your car from the Tesla app and calendar events, as well as track your routines. So, for example, if you're leaving your home for work at a certain time every day, it'll suggest that destination for you. This is a feature that is already present in both Google Maps and Apple Maps, and we're seeing Tesla emulating these apps more and more with each update. This feature can also save you some time by recommending alternate routes to get around roadwork or traffic as well. You can turn it on or off by going to Controls, Navigation, Enable Automatic Navigation. In addition to this, there were several other features added, including a Spotify refresh, the ability to use Bluetooth gaming controllers for the Tesla Arcade, and the Charge on Sunshine feature that allows solar owners to charge their cars using excess energy from their solar panels and Powerwall. Some of these features were spotted in source code ahead of this update's release, so it's cool to see them actually being rolled out. This update is currently rolling out to customers, and I'm most excited to see all the improvements they're doing to maps. Previously, if you really wanted to find where you wanted to go somewhere, you would kind of want to pull out your phone to choose your destination or where to eat, and then send it to your Tesla to navigate there. Now it looks like you can actually find all the information you need on the Tesla, and it's only going to get better from here. Next up today, Tesla has introduced an 84-month financing option at checkout. That extends their previous maximum loan tenure of 72 months by an additional year. That's 7 years in total, which sounds like a pretty long time to be paying off a car, but it isn't actually uncommon in the United States. According to the Experian State of the Automotive Finance Market Report, the average auto loan term has been around 69 months for the last couple years for a new car. For a used car, it's around 68 months. One reason for these longer loans is that interest rates have been increasing lately, so Tesla has had to respond. Those increased rates effectively increase the price of the vehicle for customers too, so Tesla has had to decrease prices to counteract that. Then this longer loan decreases the monthly payment, making a new Tesla more accessible for more customers. Accessibility should then drive demand for Tesla. Buyers considering this longer loan should remember though that although it brings your monthly payment down, you'll be paying more in interest in the long term than you would with a shorter term loan. However, this isn't the only thing that Tesla has done lately to bolster demand. Next up today, a big development for Tesla charging. We know by now that Tesla has the best charging network available, and that reliability and speed are the primary reasons for that. Tesla has 45,000 plus global supercharging stalls and counting, and currently they say that you can recharge up to 200 miles in 15 minutes. This is great and refers to the optimal speeds you can get with a V3 250 kilowatt Tesla supercharger. This likely includes a very low state of charge to start and proper preconditioning for the charging session. Those are great stats, however, they're stats in a perfect scenario. Sometimes charging times could end up longer than this, or you want to charge further than 200 miles. It changes the road trip mindset, which is why many drivers still want to see a longer range, faster charging EV. We talked in my last video about Toyota's promise of a 900-mile EV that can charge in 10 minutes. This seems far-fetched, at least in any near future, but what isn't is faster charging. Tesla's V4 superchargers have been seeing first installs in Europe, and now we have confirmations as to what they bring. We know that they have longer cables and that they should be able to charge well over 350 kilowatts in the right scenario. Tesla hadn't confirmed charging speeds here though, so it made some wonder if these chargers really do support faster charging. For Tesla though, in a planning statement for a new V4 charger in the UK, they said, "This combined planning statement and design and access statement supports a planning application made by Tesla Motors Limited for the development of 36 EV charging units, ultra-rapid V4 superchargers, 350 kilowatts. This is particularly interesting because right now there are very few cars that support these speeds. On top of that, no Tesla currently shipping supports them. Tesla is in the process of opening their chargers to other EV makers, so this could be a move to support companies like Hyundai and Lucid, but at the end of the day, Tesla wouldn't push this technology into charging if they weren't planning to put it back into their own vehicles. First is the Cybertruck. Tesla has, multiple times now, confirmed that the Cybertruck should support faster charging technology. They'll be using tech from the Tesla Semi Megacharger, and this will absolutely take advantage of 350 kilowatt charging speeds. It allows for higher peak power as well as an overall better charging curve. That means less charging time, and this becomes especially important in electric trucks, which are far less efficient. That then leads to the next question, what about Tesla's current vehicles? Well, we don't have a date, but Tesla will surely put this tech back into their other EVs. In fact, it could even be a piece of what Tesla plans to upgrade in the newly refreshed Project Highland Model 3 and Project Juniper Model Y. That would be a timeline of 2024, according to rumors. That timing would make a lot of sense so that these cars are ready for V4 chargers as they start arriving, and Tesla doesn't have to do a whole nother refresh. This is an obvious upgrade for Tesla, so the question really is just when will it arrive? The Cybertruck is expected to ship after the Project Highland Model 3, so will they first introduce 350 kilowatt charging capability on the Model 3? Maybe they would do so quietly. At the same time, V4 chargers are just seeing first installs in Europe. This is likely to future-proof and test them at higher speeds on non-Tesla EVs, which are much more open in Europe right now. That's coming soon in the United States. When the Cybertruck arrives, we could see Tesla installing V4 superchargers along popular routes where the truck is delivering, so those new customers can get an even faster Tesla charging experience. Then, as V4 chargers scale up in all markets, this 350 kilowatt upgrade could come to all vehicles. I personally would love to see this capability arrive earlier, since Electrify America and others already offer 350 kilowatt chargers that Tesla owners could fully utilize if Tesla upgraded their cars. Electrify America is even adding Tesla's connector, so it would be a seamless transition in both directions. However, this is Tesla. At the end of the day, everything comes down to the bottom line of scaling. If they feel that waiting to upgrade their cars to 350 kilowatt charging speeds won't hurt their sales, and it's cheaper to manufacture in the meantime, they'll wait. What do you think, though? Could you see Tesla adding 350 kilowatt charging to their cars in 2024? Leave a comment below to let me know your thoughts. Next up today, some big news for Tesla's refreshed models and their current production. In Fremont, as promised, Tesla has shut down their factory. At Tesla's last earnings call, they detailed their production plans for the year, saying, quote, "We continue to target 1.8 million vehicle deliveries this year, although we expect that Q3 production will be a little bit down because we've got some shutdowns for a lot of factory upgrades." At the same time, rumors are heavy that this factory upgrade coincides with Tesla manufacturing the new Project Highland Model 3 officially. Tesla's factory is shut down right now, and we can tell with drone footage and photos showing a very empty parking lot. There's also very little activity at the factory. Over 10,000 people work at Fremont, so the parking lots are usually completely full. Judging on how empty these lots are, it should be a partial or full shutdown. Quote, "Logistics lots are nearly empty, entrances to those lots are closed, and haulers are nowhere to be seen, likely because there is nothing rolling off the production line as of right now." In this photo, we can see one upgrade example happening, where they're building a foundation for a new gigapress. Likely though, the most disruptive upgrades that they're focused on doing ASAP are located inside the factory. Here we can see the current casting and manufacturing portions of the factory also seeing very little movement. This could be a very good sign for the Project Highland refresh, as we know Tesla will want to try to take care of those two projects simultaneously. Factory upgrades to improve manufacturing overall, and to introduce the refreshed Model 3 design. Next up today, Tesla is making record sales in California, and this time they're overtaking a company most wouldn't expect, Toyota. The Model 3 and Y are the best-selling vehicles in California overall, and the market share of battery electric vehicles is at a record high here. According to a new report, they've sold 41,718 Model 3s from January through June this year, and 74,765 Model Ys. The next best-selling model is the Toyota Camry with 27,169 units. That was previously the best-selling car in the world until the Model Y took that title in May. With Tesla's success, we've seen battery electric vehicles as a whole gain popularity at record pace in the last couple years. More and more people are switching to Teslas, so competition has to finally get the hint if they want to keep selling cars. Toyota might finally be getting that hint. BEV sales now account for 21% of all vehicle sales in California. Around 1 in 5 new cars sold in California right now is electric. At the same time, there's also been a little bit of growth in hybrid and plug-in hybrid sales, but it's nowhere near what we've seen with dedicated battery electric vehicles. That distinguisher means that battery electric vehicles have no backup with fossil fuel. Despite all that hybrid growth though, Toyota still lags when it comes to developing and producing electric vehicles. They were seen as a pioneer with the Prius, but they've never moved forward. They've been the most popular brand in California for years, but we're starting to see that become a thing of the past with the rise of cleaner vehicles. It's possible they can retake that #1 spot again as they introduce more EVs to their lineup, but I think the likelihood of them developing an EV that can truly compete with Tesla is pretty low, at least in the next few years. I think we've officially entered the era of Tesla being the most popular car in California, and I definitely see that reflected on the road already. I feel like every other car I see is a Tesla, and this likely was a big motivator for Tesla changing their base color from white to midnight silver. We're going to see a sprinkling of many new EVs soon, especially in California, but Tesla is just scaled in a way that most companies still don't get. They're on track to make 1.8 million EVs this year, and the most impressive part of that is that they're making or receiving 1.8 million battery packs for these cars. This is the biggest thing holding back new EV companies as they scale, and it's a really tough challenge. The big players are struggling big time in this space right now, so even if Toyota introduces a great competitive EV, them scaling up enough battery supply to pass 1.8 million cars per year will take a very long time. Maybe this will finally be a wake-up call for them, but some think Toyota may be too late. Next up today, Tesla has responded to popular demand by allowing a one-time transfer of their FSD software if owners purchase a new vehicle by the end of Q3. This has been something owners have been asking for a long time, since FSD usually follows the vehicle and not the customer. That means that early buyers of the software that may have gotten it as low as $5,000 would lose access if they upgraded their vehicle. In order to get it again, they would have to pay 3 times that initial price. In May of this year, Tesla asked customers what they should improve in their vehicles. Of over 24,000 responses, one of the top requests was for the ability to transfer FSD. Then it came up again during their earnings call. It was there that Elon revealed they would permit the one-time transfer of FSD for the duration of Q3. That would allow existing Tesla owners to maintain their FSD ownership for free if they upgrade their vehicle by mid-October. That's a $15,000 value, so it ought to be enticing for some owners. Now, Tesla has officially posted the requirements for the transfer. Quote, receive full self-driving capability on any new Tesla vehicle delivered between July 20th, 2023 and September 30th, 2023 when you forfeit the full self-driving capability on your current Tesla vehicle. Subject to the below terms and conditions, Tesla does not guarantee delivery within the program's end date. They go on to say, quote, in order to be eligible for this program, you must be the legal and registered owner of Tesla vehicle that currently has full self-driving capability included at the time of delivery of the new Tesla vehicle. The vehicle cannot be the subject of a pending cancellation or buyback request. So you can't be in the middle of selling your car already. Also, those on an operational lease with third-party lease and fleet management companies are ineligible unless they first purchase the vehicle from the leasing company. You have to physically take delivery between July 20th and September 30th this year, or it doesn't transfer and you have to forfeit FSD on the other car. In this case, I'd be worried about the possibility of losing it on one vehicle and not taking delivery in time to actually get it on the new one. They even clarify that the removal of FSD on your existing vehicle is irreversible. Quote, this remains non-reversible even in the event that you cancel or reverse your purchase after you have taken delivery. Tesla is offering a second, safer sounding option here though with a trade-in. Quote, Tesla will remove full self-driving capability from your current Tesla vehicle up to 1 week before your scheduled delivery day for your new Tesla. The obvious downside here is that Tesla offers notoriously low trade-in values for used vehicles. So free or transferred FSD may not be a high enough value to justify the lowered ticket price on your older vehicle by trading it in. Beyond that, they say that it can only be transferred once, and so it cannot be transferred to another vehicle or to another person. They also reserve the right to change, modify, or terminate this policy at any time without prior notice. At first glance, this looks like a trap because Tesla made it sound like once you transfer FSD, the new car will lose it upon sale. So you're still signing up to lose it in the future, just later in the future when the FSD price could be theoretically much higher. On top of that, there could be many factors that go wrong in this transfer process, and Tesla is very clearly not at fault thanks to this contract. However, Tesla has updated that policy to remove a reference to private sales. Previously, the clause said the full self-driving capability can only be transferred once, and so cannot be transferred to another vehicle or to another person, even if the vehicle is privately sold. This offer cannot be combined with any other promotion and is not redeemable for cash. However, it has now been updated to say this offer cannot be combined with any other promotion and is not redeemable for cash and cannot be transferred to another person. This clarifies that it will stay with the vehicle when sold in the future. That's a great change to see because if not, I would say that this is entirely a sales tactic that's a total trap for the customer. I still see it as a sales tactic considering it's only good for Q3, but at least once you transfer and upgrade, your car keeps the package. Then in the future, if it's valued by the party buying your car, when you decide to sell it, you'll still get that value back. What I'm really curious about is how many owners that still have unlimited supercharging on their older models along with FSD would be willing to make this switch based on this offer. Regardless, I wouldn't be too surprised if this results in a sales spike that we see in the end of quarter report, at least somewhat. Last up today, some updates from other automakers. Rivian officially entered production on their dual-motor R1T in June, and now that truck has appeared in the R1T shop. All their trucks up to this point have been quad-motor, which is pricier and more complicated to produce. On top of that, they source motors from outside suppliers, which adds even more cost to that. The dual motor, however, is entirely built on their in-house Enduro drive units, which has helped them massively reduce cost. They're also making their own LFP battery packs, so those two things together have helped them cut costs by as much as 25%. Shortly after the first dual motor appeared privately for existing order holders, they added a performance version of the dual motor, and both models were added to the public configurator. The truck now starts at $73,000 and qualifies for the $3,750 federal tax credit. Ford has almost completed a massive upgrade to their factory in Michigan, which will soon allow them to triple production of their F-150 Lightning. That scaling, along with reduced raw material costs, means they've been able to reduce the price of all trims on that truck. With the Cybertruck on the horizon, it appears that these price cuts may not be coming purely from the supply side of things. At the same time, they've been seeing an increase in inventory. Their vice president of electric vehicle programs has said, though, that it's a little premature to be concerned about a pileup. That's because Ford is still operating on a dealership model, so a little extra inventory is to be expected, especially when compared to Tesla. What this all means for customers, though, is that this truck is between $6,000 and $10,000 more affordable and closer to what they promised when it was announced. Definitely good news for anyone in the market for it, and a sign, potentially, that Ford is past the most complicated part of scaling. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the latest for a 900-mile EV, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.